Madness of Chartrulean. Episode 4, Precious Cargo.
We are not doing this for redemption, but we are giving you a chance at redemption. If you balk at that chance today, you will be left behind tomorrow. That is not a threat. It is a guarantee.
Now, who here wants to get rich? I do.
Well, that's one way to get rid of a crowd.
What have aliens said?
What about it? No one deserved to be put on the spot like that. Those men were being bullies.
He was out of line and I am responsible.
Out of line, but effective. On a positive note, you have whatever support you need from me. If you want to feel responsible for something, focus on that.
Lapadine is still down there, running damage control on our behalf.
Believe me, things here are going about as well as anything else.
Is that supposed to make him feel better?
I hate it when you sulk. Get over here and help me drink all of Lapadine's wine while he isn't looking. You know, Chartrulean, coming here, I had no idea what kind of person the Etruvian would be. I'd heard stories, of course, and prepared for the worst kind of personality, but you are more of a paradox than I was expecting. Humble, yet fierce. I like you. I'm sorry, I'm embarrassing you. What are you going to build first?
We'll know more once we can move past our current setbacks.
Yes. The, what did you call it? Berserker. It's funny, isn't it? How the past can sneak up on you so unexpectedly. Anyways, I sincerely hope you find an answer. This is good wine. Can I pour you some?
No, the taste is not to my liking.
Oh, come on, drink with me. You'll live longer. Daughter, please resist the urge to touch everything.
Sorry, I was just curious.
This is probably the only time I'll ever ask you to be like your brother.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, sorry, son. Forgot you were still with
Do I need
us.
to break things to announce my presence, like my dear sister?
I didn't break it.
That's enough from the both of you. This is not the time or place to act like children. Speaking of children, your young lieutenant's zeal was refreshing. You know, I agree with what he said. The war has brought us prosperity. There's no doubting that. But we are losing sight of our values. That's a big thing to say for someone his age, and in that kind of company.
Will he be punished for his outburst?
He's just a boy, and he's clearly
He
sick.
called
Just
you
let it go.
out and disrespected you in front of members of your council.
But he's not wrong. In fact, if I punished him, some people might call me a hypocrite. Now, I'll let Chartrulean handle it how he thinks it needs to be handled.
And I will.
Good. Well, now that that's all over with, it's time for the other reason I wanted to see you.
Can I show you the knife?
Yes, of course. But first, I have a special commission for you. Should you accept it?
Commission.
Yes. I need a very rugged ship to move some precious cargo.
And what is the cargo?
Oh, right. I can't remember if you've met my daughter, Sophrosyne.
I have.
Hello, again.
Sophrosyne came of age years ago. Since her mother died, I've kept her all to myself, quite selfishly, in fact. She had to take up a lot of my late wife's responsibilities, starting at a very young age. But now that the war is ending, I think it's time to put the spotlight back on the family.
What? Wait,
A ship would
Dad,
make an attractive dowry, don't you think?
can we not do this here?
Where else would I go to buy you a ship? I will only settle for the best, you know that.
Father, can I go? I'm very bored.
Oh, yes, you can go. I often wonder which one is the princess.
Truly.
I have a son who spends most of his days getting dressed, and a pertinacious daughter.
But we talked about this. You said...
I'm not going to argue in front of company.
I should remind you that we are the company, and I don't think you'll get any sympathy from him on the topic of marriage.
What strength does the Starbringer name have left, anyway? The new regime plots to usurp us, whatever that means. I mean, can you believe it? If everyone in this room died today, well, they would have succeeded.
I think we've taken up enough of Chartrulean's day. We should be preparing for the ambassadors.
Yes, right. I guess that's next. So, Chartrulean, what do you think? Will you build it?
What would be the requirements?
Well, it would have to be fast. Very fast. And indefatigable. If something were to happen and she had to run for her life, it must do at least those things.
And what would you be expecting her to run from?
Does it matter? If you had a daughter, you'd understand. Just make it your best.
Oh, all right. It's getting too hard for me to hold my tongue. The poor man is making an effort to be polite, but this is a ridiculous ask.
Yoba's right. Frankly, it would not be worth my time.
You'd be paid handsomely.
No sum of money could make up for the lost time right now. I have to disappoint you.
But oh, the grandeur of it. Where's your vision? Imagine the statement it would make. You could make it a true zeitgeist of these crazy times.
He is a shipbuilder, not a toy maker.
Chartrulean, why don't you just take some time to think about it? I could have Sophrosyne come by tomorrow to wrap up the parts of the tour we didn't get to today, and the two of you could talk it over.
And reason has officially left the room.
Yoba, your descent mode is wearing me out.
Then today is going to be a very long day for you.
Go spend the day with Imsip if you're going to be that dur.
Is there any actual business left to cover, or can we be done here?
Chartrulean, you get the final word.
Great.
Have the Starbringers left?
Yes, and so has your wine.
Do you need help?
No, it's...
Come on, I'll walk you to Shan.
It's fine. I just need a moment.
That was quite the show up there.
Yes, well, if you do your job poorly, no one will ever ask you to do it again.
I'll ignore that sentiment, because there will be a next time. And a next time. The Warhawks were hard to get rid of, but I think they left excited in the end.
I did not intend what I said to come off as a threat.
They came because they are threatened. And if you ask me, they needed to be shaken. They'll remember this day for quite some time.
I guess it could have been worse. They could have found out our ships are crippled and we're all going mad. Oh, wait.
Havelion is getting bolder. But he's being reckless. Those people may not know exactly what it is they saw, but that won't stop them from speculating. Rumors are tender, and not everyone in this city agrees with the king on his leniency towards the Jardikai. Add strange diseases to the mix, and that tinder turns into a wildfire. Understand me?
So this might get worse.
Chartrulean, say the word, and I'll have guards at every door to this facility.
Only if it keeps them safe.
Oh, before I forget, congratulations are in order. We've secured all the support we need to continue.
What? How?
I guess in our case, greed is a powerful motivator.
So I guess going back into exile is out of the question, then.
That's taking it a bit far, don't you think?
No.
Anyways, I'd like to move forward. I expect you and Havelion to start planning for Idrica immediately.
Why the rush?
Because that's what will keep the Warhawks happy and the money flowing. They want to see action.
But I have to focus on the ships.
I can buy you whatever time you need with the ships. I just need you to do this.
This is starting to feel like another disaster setup. One after the other.
I have faith in you.
Lapadine, you are a man of war. You know better than to lean on faith.
You've made a believer out of me before. You can do it again. Go to Idrica. It'd do you some good to walk away for a few days. Get some exercise. Breathe in that mountain air. And come back feeling refreshed.
Exercise.
We all need a little diversion to keep us sane. Now, go check on your paladins. They've been very patient.
can't believe we listened to you, Heavy.
It was stupid.
Yeah, well, I didn't twist any arms.
Actually, your exact words were, "What are you all afraid of?"
It could get worse. How long do you think it'll be before we're all dragged through the street now?
What if we made him look bad? In front of the king and everyone else.
He already looks bad. How could we possibly have made it any worse?
I really don't want to go back to Idrica.
You guys, really? That will never happen.
And Starbringer would never go back on his word.
Shh! Someone's coming. It's probably him.
That's not creepy.
I think this is the end.
Is this part of our punishment?
Not at all. You all did very well. We ended up securing the support we need to continue.
You aren't mad at us?
No, Nicola, I am not. We owe these people nothing.
Yeah, but will we be punished?
Not directly. But we have to prepare for the consequences of your actions. The Admiral and I will do what we can to see that you are kept safe, as long as you're here. Be leery of everyone who walks through the door, and do not leave the compound under any circumstance. How are you all feeling?
You mean, have we gone crazy yet?
We're fine.
Would you tell me if you weren't? I understand your reticence. But keeping it to yourself. Shan is here to help. You can trust her, if not me. Before I let you go, we're going to do something we haven't done in a while.
Oh. I thought you said we weren't being punished.
It's not a punishment, it's practice. Today proved that we all still have a lot of healing to do. And we need to do it together.
Whatever. I'm out.
Sit down, Havelian.
Come on.
We're just going to send a thought. Something small to carry us through the rest of the day. Now focus. You start.
All right.
Do you all have it?
Butterfly.
Havelian.
Hamina.
Havelian stays. Everyone else can go. You have not been practicing your meditation.
I have. A little. It's just not working.
You will never reach the void unless you learn how to quiet your thoughts.
I don't even understand why you think I need it. I do fine without.
Because you are stronger than the others. You have this ability.
I guess I just don't want to be alone with myself. Hamina and I worked on our meditation together.
Yoba asked me to consider a punishment for you. Only you.
Yeah, of course he did.
I have something in mind.
Give it to me.
No. You have to pluck it from my mind. Now, deep breaths.
King Starbringer was seated at a large round table that nearly consumed the entire council chamber. All eyes were on Sidar, Dretchen, and Grobian, who looked down their beak-like noses at a stack of papers. The ambassador's entourage stood awkwardly at the back of the room. One of the guards had managed to fall asleep standing up and snored gently. It was the only sound in the room, aside from the anxious breathing of 25 serious-looking men and women, representing each of Arcus's last cities, joined by members of King Starbringer's cabinet.
There should be more people here. I shouldn't be pulling empty chairs from the room. It should be packed. This is the moment. Everyone should be showing up, not nursing their petty grudges. At least those who turned their backs on me have been spared this god-awful silence.
One large, uncomfortable-looking chair had been placed against the wall like a ceremonial throne. It was carved from a single piece of petrified wood, cut from a long-extinct species of tree. 3 symbols joined by a triangle were etched into its high back, the symbol of the Jardejo order. The man who used to occupy that chair, Abbot Maldoro, was one of King Starbringer's closest advisors, and his father's before him. The entire Starbringer dynasty existed in part because of the order. They ruled over Simitu in equal measure, an arrangement now mired in finger-pointing and confusion. The last time King Starbringer saw Maldoro, the old man was sitting in that chair, gripping it with such rage that the thin skin covering his knuckles looked like it might tear. King Starbringer kept the chair as a reminder of what happened that day.
My king, I strongly advise against this.
This technology cannot be overlooked based on your personal grudge.
My personal grudge? Chartrulean is defiling our gods. He's stolen forbidden knowledge and is using it to make weapons. There could be much more at stake than a few lives.
A few lives? Try millions! All of Arcus barely has millions left. Listen, the Rao are strengthening their armada as we speak. If they attack us directly, our defenses will break. People will die if we sit here and do nothing.
Jardaka has shown us every possible outcome. His word is my life's work. This path, Chartrulean's path, is dark and unstable. It could be utterly catastrophic.
I'll take the risk.
Until you denounce him for what he is, an abomination, the Order cannot support you.
The abomination? No. Your atrocities have not gone unseen. I've turned a blind eye all this time because I thought you had the people's best interests at heart. But no, all these things you've done in broad daylight to sow division and fear among my people.
We do have our people's best interest at heart.
Our people.
You have no idea how many sacrifices we've made to ensure that humanity can persevere for eons to come.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yes, it's our job to look at what's best for our collective future.
No, Maldoro, that's my job.
Your short-sighted way of thinking threatens progress. Please, think about what you're doing.
I have thought about it, and I'm done listening to you. Our people will outlive this war without any further concessions to you and your damn gods.
Congratulations. You may just have killed us all.
Those members of my cabinet who stand with me, stay seated. Everyone else, you can leave. And I won't hold it against you, but I will remember your faces.
This is a mistake.
Well, there goes half your cabinet. What are you going to do with a junior chamberlain and a bunch of random heads of departments?
Yoba, help Admiral Lapadine locate Chartrulean. Give him whatever resources he needs.
Are you sure this is what you want to do?
You had your chance to leave.
I stand with you and Chartrulean. But this decision is going to be highly divisive among your people.
Really? Let them burn the capital to the ground if it makes them feel better. We have been given a way to fight the storm instead of weather it, and that doesn't happen very often. If what I'm hearing about this so-called forbidden technology is true, we will be able to do wonderful things within our lifetimes. If the people can't see it now, they will in time. But first, we have to win.
What do you take us for?
Pardon?
Rao paperwork is a tapestry of historical and cultural importance. Every word must flow and ebb as history dictates. What you have here is a detestable, putrescent cavalcade of bureaucracy.
Yes.
Moving forward, we would like to make one thing clear. Our colony ship, Zithrus, carries the entirety of what remains of our civilization. Women, children, elderly, and all we hold most dear. Such things are treated with respect. What we're going to be looking for is language that acknowledges that. So far, this is unacceptably formal.
I'm sorry. We'll be sure to include better language in the next draft. For said women and children, you'll find ample resources as part of the reparations we're offering. You'll have everything you need to stabilize your colony and rebuild whatever needs to be rebuilt.
And in return?
In return? That would be interesting. What have you brought to the negotiation table?
What we present to your negotiation table is one that you will find most appeasing. We bring the secret of enduring life.
Elaborate, please.
We've traversed great distances in a single lifetime. We can show you how it's done.
A trade of technology.
Are you out of your mind? A trade of technology.
Your Azuria is more interesting to us than space rocks.
Unfortunately, that is complicated. Let's start with the space rocks.
Language aside, we find the overall terms appealing. But there are a few things that we would like to discuss privately. If we can afford a recess, maybe a few minor revisions.
How much time will you need?
Take him back to his chambers and call Dr. Tom.
Yes, Chamberlain.
Take whatever time is necessary. I think that's enough for today. We're adjourned until tomorrow. Well, daughter, what do you think?
I think we're off to a reasonable start.
You're just trying to make me feel better. You know, half my cabinet walked out on me. And still, here we are. I hope we're doing this right. There's no guidebook for forming an intergalactic empire.
Yeah, it's kind of surreal. None of these people here have known a time without war. I can't wait to see how much things change now.
That's a fair observation, Princess.
Excuse me.
Although your statement is not entirely accurate. We have, in fact, outlived the war. Would you like to guess my age?
No, thank you.
You won't offend me.
While you glow from youth, we glow from old age.
Ambassadors, is there anything else we can do to make Sidar more comfortable?
I am afraid not. This has all been very taxing. But his presence is important to us.
King Starbringer, your daughter is stunning.
It's quite alien to us. Not that we judge.
No, please.
I'd appreciate it if you kept your hands to yourself. My fatherly instincts may spurn a regrettable reaction if you don't, and I'd hate to start another war.
Of course, yes.
But such a face just begs to be touched.
Oh,
can I?
No.
You should consider marrying one of
Thank
us. We could help you immortalize your beauty, rather than let it go to waste with old age.
Oh, don't worry. When I become an old queen, I will make sure that my short time is well spent making sure you stay in line.
Yoba.
Guards.
Ambassadors, right this way, please.
Don't worry. They'll be gone soon. And this will all be behind us.
Good.
And I don't want you to sit in after today.
What? But I like having something to do.
Yes, I know. And as much as I want that for you, I don't think you should be around the ambassadors more than necessary.
I'm not scared of them.
I know. That's half the problem. Please, go to Astraeus tomorrow, like I asked. Focus on the ship.
Ugh, not that again.
I want to know everything that's going on there.
So you want me to be a spy?
Well, Chartrulean is an interesting character, and I want to make sure he feels our presence. Ezuria is too important to lose sight of. Okay?
All right.
You're disappointed. But will you do this anyway? For dear old Dad?
Fine.
Sometime you have to tell me more about this life extension technology of yours. It sounds fascinating.
Delightful.
Well, here we are. Rest well, ambassadors, and let me know if there's anything else we can do to make your stay more comfortable.
You walked all this way just to turn around and leave? We should make the most of it, don't you think?
You like wine, yes? Perhaps you'd like to try some of ours. Come in, and we'll tell you all about our technology.
Our wine was thoroughly tested by your doctors.
The acidity is palpable at its best.
Yes. I'd be honored.
Chamberlain, where do you want us?
Just keep guard out here. I'll be fine. How do you like your accommodations?
Is there anything on your planet to like?
I used this apartment myself, long ago. I have many memories looking out over this balcony. Some fond, some not so fond.
Here they've come to smoke us out.
Maybe it would be a good idea to keep your children in the countryside until all this blows over.
Sophrosyne wouldn't mind so much, but Imsip is not long for the wilderness.
Don't look now. Here comes one of those new regime activists.
Those kids really make my blood boil.
Under the guise of prosperity. When we were promised a Messiah, Jordan gave us an abomination. Now, both the king and the order have turned their backs on the people. For too long, we've been lied to. No more bloodshed. No more false prophets. It's time to put the future back into the hands of the people!
Well, at least he partly agrees with me.
That's darkly optimistic of you. It's ironic that these people would stand up for Maldoror when he wouldn't lift a finger to protect them. And they demonize the man who's actually trying.
I don't know what's worse. A wealthy populace that looks down on everyone else, or a drone class that can't think for themselves.
We have to take responsibility for our part as enablers. You know, maybe it's not all that bad. This dynamic could be used to our advantage.
What are you talking about?
Hear me out. You can't deny that this war has brought prosperity like we've never seen.
Prosperity. Sure, prosperity like we've never seen, but also corruption like we've never seen, avarice, oppression, iniquity, moral depravity. My domain is becoming a sea of empty shells.
Your empty shells are out there being filled with all kinds of rhetoric. You may laugh it off now, but when it comes to influence, Maldoror is winning. Not to mention he's run off with the better half of your cabinet.
Don't remind me.
You do realize that this war may be the only thing keeping a civil uprising at bay.
So you agree with the Warhawks? Play the long game. Is that what you're going to say to me?
I wouldn't go that far. But without a common enemy, both the Order and the new regime will focus entirely on you.
Then we'll win the war and inspire everyone to take our side.
It won't work on its own. We need a campaign to remind everyone who the enemy really is. We play it up. And just when all seems lost, Chartrulean and his Azuria come to save the day. Boom!
No,
Maldoro loses.
I'm not interested in unnecessary theatrics at the cost of more lives. I just want this done. With the row out of the way, we'd be able to build freely. In just a few decades' time, our people could be flourishing, and all this would be behind us. All this fighting just gets in the way.
I'm in this position because of you. You treat me like family. And as someone who loves you, I'm telling you that you're being idealistic. Wishing things will go a certain way doesn't make them happen. Stop reacting and start leading. It's the only way to win.
I am leading. Damn it, Yoba. I cannot afford to have you turn on me too.
I would never turn on you. But you have to gain control of the narrative. You were a fool king who would throw away everything so lightly. That your idealism would have been our collective downfall had I not done what I did. I remember the way you stood right here in this open window, staring hopelessly at your reflection in a glass of wine. Now, the reflection in the wine is my own. Oh, funny. Oh, this wine is terrible. Nauseating, in fact. But the second I stepped foot in here, I committed to playing this game. I'll drink it down like a champ.
What's that?
Oh, just some trash the wind carried in. Not to worry, I've taken care of it.
I hope you like the wine. We like it quite a bit more viscous.
It looks like blood, but I doubt even blood is this dry.
Well, to each their own.
What makes you interested in our life extension therapies, Lord Yoba?
I like being rich, and I like the idea of being rich for a very long time. In truth, we're on the cusp of the next great advancement of our civilization. But our time to exist is so short that we'll never get to experience all the benefits. As for me, I think I'd rather be alive long enough to see where all of this takes us. Not that I'm seriously considering it.
And how do you feel about everything?
I'm a big picture man. As with all things complicated, I like to keep my eye on the horizon.
Why stop at the horizon?
Maybe we can persuade you to see things our way.
How so?
We want your Azuria, and you want immortality. There's only one way this conversation can go, if you're willing to have it.
I'm sorry, what were we just talking about?
Do you support this peace process?
What's wrong with me?
The wine works quickly. If you're going to drink it that fast, you better get comfortable. At this rate, you're going to be here a while.
Chamberlain entertains me. Oh, shut up and rest.
Now, if you please, there are a few details in this mountain paperwork that we'd like to discuss. Why don't you sit back down?
I'm not sure that's a good idea right now. You're trying to coerce me.
Oh.
You drop your trash. Are you just going to leave it there?
Good day, gentlemen. I've had enough.
Oh, if you need a friend to talk to, Yoba, our door is always open.
Thank you. But I think you'll find that our people define friendship very differently.
The Chamberlain may suit our needs just fine.
Loyal, but not incorruptible.
Idiots! He's pretending! He'll start somewhere else. Then in time, he may fall into his own trap.
Let's see this trash. Could be interesting.
What does it say?
Jardakai sympathizer, King Starbringer, welcomes enemies into Simitu with open arms in another attack on Semitian values. Must be stopped. Join the new regime revolution. I think I'd like to sign up. However, the instructions on how to do so are unclear.
The Madness of Chartrulean was created by H.M. Radcliffe. Original music by Sean Renner, performed by Sean Renner and the Invoke String Quartet, with additional music by Alex Miller. Editing and sound design by H.M. Radcliffe and Edward Calvi. Narrated by Michael de la Mancha. Starring Aude Andrews, Magnus Carlson, Christian Collado, Adrian Galley, Kathleen Klein, Adam Neal, Carl Nordman, Kennedy Phillips, Reginald West, and Danielle Yonkers, and featuring the voices of Maximilian J. Contreras, Maxine Dumaine, Quinn Ford, Xander Grant, Nick McHugh, Hussein Muhammad, Alyssa Murakami, Israel Omodi, Sivan Raz, Kieran Reagan, and Ty Wilkins. This has been a Pack Howl Media original production. Visit chartrulean.com to learn more.